Okay, students, coming to the most important concepts. So, this is the end of the chapter. Some applications I am going to explain. These are direct questions and applications are there. Electric field due to continuous charge distribution bodies. Previously, we find electric field due to point charge. Now, continuous charge distribution bodies. That means it is not point charge. Consider a body like this. Charge, charge resides on the surface of the body completely. So for this type of bodies, we have to define some physical quantities according to their geometrical shape. So first one is linear charge density. So that is nothing but charge per unit length. Lambda, it is denoted by lambda, charge per unit length. Charge, SI unit is coulomb, length meter. And this type of lambda must be defined for charged wires or thin rod, charged thin rod like that. If this geometrical shape is there, we have to define this charged linear charge density, linear length. Next, surface charge density, symbol is sigma. It is the charge per unit area. Area may be S also, surface area S. Again, SI unit is coulomb, area is meter square. And when we use this sigma, if a charged sheet is there, charged square shape is there, then at that time we have to define this sigma. Next one, volume charge density, rho. It is the charge per unit volume. It will be defined for the charged spheres, cylinders like this. So remember this thing. And now I am going to apply Gauss law. Before going to apply Gauss theorem for this continuous charge distribution bodies, 4 steps you have to keep in mind. First thing is select the charged body. What is its geometrical shape? According to geometrical shape, define lambda or sigma or rho according to geometrical shape. I told you just now. Third one is Gaussian surface. For this charged body, what is the shape of Gaussian surface? This is very important. After that, apply Gauss theorem, and from which surface flux is coming, automatically you can get electric field, all these points. Now I am going to explain first application, that is apply Gauss theorem to calculate electric field due to infinitely charged long straight wire having a linear charge density lambda. Infinitely long charged wire like this. Already they are mentioning charged wire. It has lambda. So it is defined as lambda is equal to charge per unit length. Lambda is equal to Q by L. So this is the lambda. Second point, I told you what is the body here? Infinitely long charged long straight wire. So see the diagram. This is the charged wire. Charge resides on the surface. Do you remember what is the third step? Imagine the Gaussian surface. I told you Gaussian surface must be indicated by the dotted line. This is the dotted line. And Gaussian surface must be symmetric, closed. This is the charged body. Around this three-dimensional closed surface, around this three-dimensional closed surface, and if you see, this is the charged wire. So three-dimensional closed surface is, what is the shape? Can you guess? It is nothing but cylindrical shape. This sentence is important. Gaussian surface is cylindrical. Again I am saying, imagine this is the charged body. So three-dimensional shape, closed shape. So it will be cylindrical shape. Now, from which surfaces flux is coming? From which surfaces flux is not coming? Slowly you can see. First thing, this is the charged body, sir. Positive charge I am taking. Electric field is away from the positive charge. This is the electric field. This is the question mark we have to find. On the Gaussian surface, consider different surfaces. Here I am considering one surface. This surface is DS1. I am drawing the normal n cap. I told you this is normal n cap, and this ds bar I am drawing beside, means cylindrical face is there, there I am writing ds1. And here another circular surface is there, Gaussian surface. I am taking ds2. I am drawing n cap like this. Another circular surface niche, so ds3 n cap like this. So three faces I am considering. So automatically I can understand from which surface flux is coming and which surface flux is not coming. Apply here ds2. From this surface, how much flux is coming? See, electric field is acting like this. electric field and n cap both are perpendicular. So from Gauss theorem, d phi 2 flux is equal to E bar dot ds bar, EDS cos, what is the angle between these two? 90. So cos 90, cos 90 is 0, 0 into something is 0, flux is 0. That means from this surface flux is 0. Similarly, if you see here also, this is the electric field direction, n cap is like this, these two also perpendicular. From this bottom surface also flux is not coming. So hence you have to understand one sentence. Flux from the circular surfaces, bottom and top circular surfaces, flux is not coming. And whereas this surface, cylindrical surface na, ds1, n cap, both are in the same direction. So flux from the cylindrical surface, same d phi is equal to E bar dot ds bar. So EDS cos theta, theta is 0. I told you these two are in the same direction, angle between them is 0 degree. So EDS, total flux from this total surface, total cylindrical surface, total flux is equal to integral d phi 1, integral EDS, E is constant, integral ds. So integral ds means total surface area. I told you what is the shape, this one, cylindrical surface. So surface area formula is 2 pi r into L, mathematics formula you have to remember. Now from Gauss theorem, flux is also equal to q by epsilon naught. So here phi value already I find, that is E into 2 pi RL. Already I find now flux is equal to E into 2 pi R into L, which is equal to q by epsilon naught. So E is equal to, bring this term to this side like this. So I am rearranging here 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught into R q by L. What is this q by L? I told you in the beginning only, q by L is nothing but lambda. So in place of q by L I am writing lambda. Therefore this is nothing but lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into R. Here again, so this is the electric field due to the infinitely long charged wire. Multiply and divide with 2. So here 2 lambda, 2 I am multiplying. In the numerator you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, 2 lambda by R. This is also our formula. This one or this one you can remember. And here 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, 2 constant, lambda constant, E proportional to 1 by R. Again I am saying what is this R here? Distance from this wire. So E proportional to 1 by R. So I know you know very well these two are inversely proportional. So graph is like rectangular hyperbola. That means as distance is increased, if you are moving away from the wire, electric field will, R is increasing, electric field will decrease. This is the sentence. So remember this sentence. This is the electric field due to infinitely long straight charged wire. So I am going to explain the next concept. Thank you.